All right, guys, we got ourselves a new update to the Logan Paul versus Coffeezilla lawsuit that I wanted to cover in today's video. So Coffeezilla's lawyers are fighting back big time, and they actually uncovered something that I find to be hilarious, okay? Coffeezilla's lawyers, what they're saying is Logan Paul, they are asking that the lawsuit be paused or delayed because what they are saying is that Logan Paul actually broke Texas state law by filing this lawsuit against Coffeezilla, and it turns out that they're actually right. That's right. I know this sounds crazy, but yes, by Logan Paul filing this lawsuit, he actually broke Texas state law. And so Coffeezilla's lawyers are saying, well, because he violated this statute right here, we are asking for the lawsuit to be paused or delayed until he follows Texas state law. Let's go ahead and break that down. Here's the lawsuit right here. Here's the updated paperwork. This came out, I believe, September 5th, so about a few days ago. And so here's what they are saying right here. Here is the argument, okay? Well, I'll just read this top part. Defendants filed this verified plea in abatement, and in support thereof would respectfully show the following. So then here's the argument. Plaintiff Logan Paul sued defendants Stephen and Coffee Break Productions LLC for defamation per se. The Defamation Mitigation Act provides that a person may maintain an action for defamation only if the person has made a timely and sufficient request for a correction, clarification, or retraction from the defendant, or the defendant has made a correction, clarification, or retraction, and then they actually give the statute. This is the statute right here. This is the statute in Texas under the Texas state law, and it says here, under the statute, a request for a correction, clarification, or retraction is sufficient if it is served on the publisher, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're not going to read the whole lawsuit, but what we are going to do is we're going to go to the actual statute. See, here is the statute right here that they referenced in the filing paperwork in the call to pause the lawsuit. So what it says here is that under Texas state law, under the statute that they just named, the person has made a timely and sufficient request. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read the top. Okay. Request for correction, clarification, or retraction. A person may maintain an action for defamation only if, one, the person has made a timely and sufficient request for a correction, clarification, or retraction from the defendant, or the defendant has made a correction, clarification, or retraction, or B, a request for a correction, clarification, or retraction is timely if made during the period of limitation for commencement of an action for defamation. And then under C, that's very key as well. It says, if not later than the 90th day after receiving knowledge of the publication, the person does not request a correction, clarification, or retraction, the person may not recover the damages, okay? Basically punitive damages. Now, let me go ahead and actually kind of explain this because they got all this legal language, but let me just explain this in just like simple English here. So basically what they're saying is a person who believes that they were defamed must first make a timely and adequate request for a correction, clarification, or retraction from the defendant before they can file a lawsuit. So what Coffeezilla's lawyers are literally arguing is they're telling you, hey guys, it literally says in Texas state law that you have to request a retraction or correction or clarification. You can't just file a lawsuit. That's not how this works in the state of Texas, which, by the way, I got to be honest, Texas is kind of amazing. So yeah, according to Texas state law, you cannot file a lawsuit for defamation against somebody unless you go out to them first, reach out to them first, and request a correction, clarification, which, by the way, guys, I actually think that that's the way it should work. That is kind of how you prevent, not fully prevent, but I think it's a great stepping stone in trying to prevent a lot of these frivolous lawsuits, which everybody and their freaking grandmother knows. That is exactly what Logan Paul is doing here. This is a frivolous lawsuit. Let me read more of kind of what this is saying. Basically, it also says that if a person doesn't request a correction, clarification, or retraction within 90 days of discovering the defamation or the defamatory, video or whatever they're claiming, they cannot recover punitive damages, which would be awarded until they do that. So that immediately makes me ask one simple question, right? Logan Paul hired these super fancy, super expensive lawyers, right? As a matter of fact, he actually hired like 5 lawyers, literally in the very first paperwork of the lawsuit, which you could go on Court Listener and look at. The very first filing when Logan Paul initially filed the lawsuit against Coffeezilla, there's like 5 lawyers on there. He hired and they're all fancy. They're all expensive. They're all fancy. Some of them have represented like high profile clients, whatever. So I just want to ask a simple question. Logan Paul hired who are supposed to be very competent, sophisticated, very intelligent lawyers, right? So how could the lawyers have filed this lawsuit and not know that it specifically says in Texas state law that you cannot sue for defamation unless you request a clarification or correction? You guys are trying to tell me that Logan Paul's lawyers didn't know that? Of course they knew that. Of course they did. I have no doubt in my mind that Logan Paul's lawyers probably saw this statute because that's what lawyers are trained to do. Before you do that, you might want to look at the Texas state law first so you can find things like this. He hired 5 lawyers. I have no doubt in my mind that at least 1 or 2, maybe all of them, looked at Texas state law, at the statutes, and found this statute. They either A, told Logan Paul, and Logan Paul said, I don't care. Find a workaround. I will pay you whatever you want. Get this guy off my back. Because remember, Coffeezilla exposed in his response video to the lawsuit, he exposed that the main reason why Logan Paul is suing him is because Coffeezilla was literally texting Logan Paul and going after him again. Coffeezilla uncovered another scummy thing that Logan Paul did regarding money and scams and all that. And once he started to text Logan Paul about that situation, Logan Paul was like, all right, bro, you already ruined me with this crypto zoo stuff. You've already made life hard for me. Now you're going after me for another one of my grifts and scams or whatever. And all right, bro, I got to get you off the internet, okay? I got more than enough money to bankroll you off the dang internet. That's what I'm going to do. That's what happened. So to me, it's either A, the lawyers told Logan Paul, or B, Logan Paul is paying them so much money, they just said, hey, you know what? We're just not going to say anything. Let's just not say a word. I mean, we see this, but, you know, we're just going to fight out in court. Now, the bottom line is, I actually think that Coffeezilla's lawyers so far are doing a pretty good job. And I actually think that they're going to win this. I really do. I think that, I don't see, just think about it, guys. Why wouldn't the judge grant them this pause in the lawsuit? It's literally Texas state law. It literally says in the law, you cannot sue somebody unless you request a clarification or a correction or, you know, some sort of retraction first. So I would have to think that Coffeezilla's lawyers are going to win this. I would have to think so. I mean, it's literally in the books. It's in the statute. So I just think that that's awesome what Coffeezilla's lawyers are doing. I hope that they get that granted to them because they should. And if the lawsuit gets paused, then that would be good because then maybe Coffeezilla and Logan Paul can finally work things out behind the scenes and work out some sort of, you know, solution where Logan Paul could just drop the lawsuit altogether. So I love where this lawsuit is going. I think this is very good. If they are able to get this pause in the lawsuit and they are able to work something out, because remember, this lawsuit was filed in like July, so that's only a few months. If they are able to do what they need to do to make sure that this lawsuit doesn't drag on for years, I will consider this a huge win for Coffeezilla and a huge win for Coffeezilla's lawyers. So, yeah, just wanted to give you guys that update. Very interesting stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.